The Anglo-Zanzibar War holds the record for the shortest conflict ever recorded. It started at 9 a.m. By 9:40 a.m., it was over. It lasted less time than an episode of your favorite sitcom. But in those brief 38 minutes, an empire crumbled, a palace was destroyed, and over 500 people lost their lives. This is the story of the day the British Empire brought the hammer down on Zanzibar. It started on August 25, 1896, when the pro-British Sultan of Zanzibar, Hamad bin Thuwaini, died suddenly. Many believe he was poisoned by his nephew, Khalid bin Bargash, who seized the throne afterwards. There was just one problem: the British didn't approve. The British rejected Khalid because he was a defiant, pro-German nationalist who threatened to restore the lucrative slave trade they had fought to abolish. Under a treaty signed years prior, the British had to sign off on any new sultan. They wanted Hamad bin Muhammad, who was aligned to their course. But Khalid didn't care. He barricaded himself in the palace and armed surrounded himself with 3,000 defenders and several machine guns. The British response was swift. They sent 5 warships, including HMS St. George, into the harbor, surrounding the palace. They issued an ultimatum to Khalid bin Bargash to step down by 9 a.m. or be blown to pieces. Khalid, believing the British would never actually fire on the palace, was defiant. He sent back the message, "We have no intention of hauling down our flag to the British." As the clock ticked toward 9 a.m. on August 27th, the British gunners loaded their shells. The harbor grew silent. 9 a.m. arrived. Khalid bin Bargash had not surrendered. At 9:02 a.m. the bombardment began. The British warships unleashed hell on the palace. The palace was instantly sliced apart by high explosive shells. The Sultan's artillery was silenced almost immediately. A lucky shot from a British boat cut the palace's telegraph cable, cutting off Khalid's communication. The Glasgow, a yacht loyal to the Sultan, was sunk within minutes after the bombardment began. The sheer firepower was devastatingly one-sided. At 9:40 a.m., the shelling stopped. The palace was in ruins, the Sultan's flag was down, and the war was officially over. The British had won. The cost? The British suffered 1 injured sailor. Khalid bin Bargash and his men suffered roughly 500 casualties. He fled to the German consulate and eventually escaped to Tanzania. The British installed their chosen Sultan, Hamad, and Zanzibar remained a British protectorate until 1963.